So I'm back. I'm glad to be here with you all. And I wanted to show everybody the new shirt I got for Halloween. I did get some eye drops, but I haven't put them in yet. Up at the pharmacy at Walmart. But this is my shirt for mi María Elena para la Halloween, porque es muy bonita, ¿no crees? Aunque sí puedes ver aquí los cicatrices, no es la boca, son cicatrices, porque la pobrecita ha sufrido tanto, pero mira los ojos tan bonitos, las pestañas, las cejas, pero no se puede ver, pero aquí su pelo, sus cabellos y las rosas. Qué bonita la María Elena. Yo nací cuando papá se murió. Nací cuando nunca le conocí. Y la pobre de mi mamá llorando, cubriéndome con sus with her suffering, covering me with her suffering. But anyway, we already talked about the way I was born, and Maria Elena, she is just somebody that appeared another day. Well, I was dating in my teens. I was like 13, I think, when I first met him. He was a submarine sailor that was like 9 years older than me. Anyway, so he picked up on me when I was 13, and we started going out when I was 14 with my mother's blessings. I mean, he brought her lovely things from the Orient, silks, and brought me some pearls and things. So I don't have those things anymore, and I don't have a real cottoning to pearls. I know I had a pearl ring. I'm not for sure. Maybe earrings. Maybe those he gave to my mom because she had her ears pierced. Anyway, I didn't. So they must have been for my ma. So he courted my mom, and he pedophiled me for many, many years. And I don't need to go into the details because I talk about that with my therapist. Yep. So anyway, so he was a submarine sailor, right? So half the time he's there, it's a rented apartment, and half the time he's gone, right? The other, when he's gone, you know, I gotta be me, and I'm learning Spanish in school, so I go find somebody that can talk Spanish, and it happened to be down at the Armory. The Armory downtown. Get off of me, Dixie. I got a dog and 2 cats and a Buddhist altar back there. We'll talk about that along the way. Map of the world is there in between rooms curtain. And at any rate, when he was gone, I went looking to speak Spanish and do something that I wanted to do, you know. So, yeah. Maria Elena, I'll remember the details. Just, you know, I'm just saying it's embarrassing if I think back on it, but I don't have any, just the only detail. I think I don't know if I talked to you about that last time. No, maybe I talked to my therapist about it, but never mind all of that. I'm sure it was lovely. She was a lovely girl. I mean, look at her. Whoa, baby. but she, you know, looked like me, right? Yeah, only my hair was curlier then. All my babies took the curl out. So, yeah, we just keep moving right along with the stories of birth, old age, sickness. And you know, when you're touched as a child and you're activated out of order and your sexuality is awakened when you, which is like, what is sexuality to a 5-year-old maybe? I don't remember. I'm trying to remember kindergarten. I do remember preschool. Yep, I don't remember first grade, second grade. I remember third grade. Oh, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so it's kind of, what is your identity, right? I mean, like, what is going on here, right? You haven't really gotten anything out of it. You don't really know what it's about, but it's definitely about something because you can't talk about it. I mean, you cannot talk about it. I don't remember who told me what and why I know I couldn't talk about it, but man, I'm going to talk about it now as much as I can tell you. So let me take care of the dog for a quickie minute. I think I can pause if I hit this little 2 bars there. So I'll be back. Maybe everybody does it. Spend time in front of the mirror and looking in your eyes and asking, who am I? Who am I to be bothered with? Who am I? Am I nobody? I often feel that nobody can see me except DCFS, who get paid to monitor my activity. I met these little ladies on the street. They didn't pursue me. It was actually right in front of my apartment, and I was looking in the mailbox or something. I was looking down and out, and they couldn't tell whether it was a man or a woman. Maybe that's a predicator or predictor or prelude to me now. But yeah, they kind of had bets on. I said, girl, it's a boy. No, I wore a heavy trench coat that stunk when it rained. And so anyway, I lived in a little apartment upstairs, and on the way up the stairs, I was up like the 3rd or 4th floor of this old, it's not there anymore, apartment building in Salt Lake City on First South. And they'd asked me to come to their meeting, and I could hear the guy upstairs, and he'd invite me too when he'd catch me before I hid in my apartment. There was a bathroom down the hall, so you had to come out. Trying to get my kid back from DCFS, and he'd been in the hospital for, I don't know, God, was in the hospital for 9 months. I know he was in intensive care for 3 months. His father had battered him. He had a broken arm, a broken leg, and a concussion, and I apparently had been powerless to, I had not protected him. So the state took them away from me, and and I was alone in that little apartment, and these people asked me to come to the meeting, and I kept hearing the word happy, happy, and like, oh, blah blah blah. What is that word? That was like repellent to me or something. I mean, I don't know. It was like not in my vocabulary, right? So they kept asking me to come to the meeting, and I wouldn't come. And I mean, things were really desperate. I couldn't see my son because my cousin in Richfield had taken him. I had no transportation. I was barely making it to my job as a maid at Little America, cleaning up other people's bodily fluids, which is like my favorite thing, right? You know what I'm talking about. At any rate, God. So, excuse me. I'm not puking or anything like that. I'm just clearing the air. All right, so let's get back to Buddhism because we like to talk about it. So I had moved to this other apartment when I was still working in my horrible job. And they invited me to come to their meeting. And I was moving, and I guess I gave them my address or something, because one day, and I'd worked 6 days that week, and my only day off, I was sitting out on the front step and crying my eyes out. It was not, I mean, I was, like, you're supposed to be 96% water. I think I may have turned into like 16% maybe from crying my eyes out. And this lady came, and her name was Candy. She called herself Candy, but she was Nobuko Gaudi. And she came and kind of scraped me up off the steps and took me to the meeting in her little car. And that was the beginning. And that was actually September 17th, 1970. So this is my 52nd year of practicing Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, being a Buddhist. So at any rate, from then on, I felt like I was somebody. I was all of a sudden somebody. I wasn't just waiting for the court date or, I was taking action. And the action that I was taking was getting up in the morning and chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo and reading through this little book that I didn't even have a clue what it was, and that they had given me. And it was written in, it was our same alphabet, right? But right above the words are these little Japanese words, actually 2 lines. One was hiragana, and then kanji, and then English pronunciation underneath. And it goes, Myoho Renge Kyo Ho Ben Pondai Ni Niji Sei Sonju San Mai Anjo. And I learned it. I walked around with that little book in my pocket, and I walked everywhere in Salt Lake City, chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo to get my boy back, because they told me at my first meeting that I could do anything, that nothing was impossible. Even the horrible thing I told them, which was what I told them. I told them what happened to us. So the other part of the action that I could take, besides going to therapy, which I hated, man. I'm going to tell them what's going on in my life. Are you kidding? I'm mandated to be there. It's like a group of people. I would come back so down after therapy. It was definitely not uplifting, but what was uplifting was the chanting. Then they gave me another tool. Whoa, check this one out. All of a sudden, I was somebody. I mean somebody. I was a bodhisattva because I could tell other people about Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. I had something to give. The little ladies, their phrase, when we used to do street shakabuku in the 70s, we'd stand on the corner of State Street and 2nd South. There was a Denny's, I think. We'd stand on that corner, and we'd pass out these World Tribune newspapers that we get every week, and we had written Nam-myoho Renge Kyo on the top, and, sometimes we wrote, the meeting is 7 p.m. on Friday, and we'd give the address as an invitation. And the little Japanese ladies, all they had to say is, which is the truth, because they didn't have a lot of English, but they were doing the best they could, man. You'll become happy, equal world peace. I mean, I'm sorry I'm caricaturizing, but seriously, these precious pioneers in Utah, and they taught us how to do shakabuku. Anyway, the thing, I've been crying a lot, since, I'm making these videos for y'all. And so, this is a difficult thing, but just, I got to tell you, the Buddhism is what held me together. And then this thing started happening. My cousin got pregnant, and she said she was going to adopt him, I believe. And she said, I can't have him anymore. You'll have to move him back up. And so my son got moved back up to Salt Lake City and was able to spend time with him. And guess what? By that time, he was could talk. He could talk. And I taught him how to say, Nam Myo Renge Kyo. And what a journey it's been. Because I got him. And then I lost him again when he was 16 years old. So that's another story for another time. But I want to thank you that we can be together, I'll tell you more about Maria Elena later. Yeah. It was so fun to find this shirt. All right, you guys. Vote blue. I'll get better mental health care, And, hey, all of that. Thank you very much. Have a great day.